day 3 on the journey to pro MMA and bodybuilding. Now, today is Sunday, as you know. This is usually a rest day for me, but this week with Anastasia rehearsals, I got off schedule. So, today we are going to hit legs. Again, I know that's another real basic take, but I just don't like hitting legs. Just doesn't feel good. I've had to start taking some like joint health supplements because for some reason, man, like walking around constantly all day and standing and never sitting for my job, and then going and hitting legs and running and all this stuff that I'm doing, it really wears on my ankles, in particular my ankles, and then sometimes my knees as well. Hopefully that shakiness of the camera isn't too distracting. We're gonna get a better setup one day. Right now it's jerry rigged up against my seat because you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, we're gonna hit legs. I used to deadlift a lot more. I really enjoy deadlifting. It's a lot of fun. It's actually kind of the one thing that redeemed leg day for me. But I have since stopped doing that because no matter what I do to change my form, no matter how I switch it around, my lower back always ends up in pain. And I can't have that because I can't have training days not working out well because of my back. So we're going to start off with some seated leg curls and extensions, hit our hamstrings and some quads. What in the world? That's what happens when you jerry-rig your camera up against a seat that's not locked in. Look, when I say this is day 3, this is literally day 3. I'm not even going to cut that. You guys are witnessing every bit of this journey as I am learning how to document this better, as I am learning how to hit each muscle group better, as I'm learning how to strike and grapple better. Man, I'm excited for MMA stuff to start. Got to get through Anastasia. Got to get done with that. Got to get a few other things in order before we can be all ready to add that into the schedule, because that is going to be a big time commitment. Something I'm looking forward to. The gym should be pretty much empty today. I'm in the Bible Belt. I'm in Tennessee. So it being a Sunday at 1 means that most everybody is at lunch after church. I have already had my post-church lunch, which means that I'm going to be all good to go. Sunday is also usually my refill day, where I allow myself an extra 400 calories, sometimes even 500, just to kind of catch up on any cravings I might be feeling. I know some guys don't do that. At least right now in this stage, I'm letting myself do it because it helps keep the cravings away, to let myself get 1 or 2 of them. You know, like one of the big things I do for my post-church lunch is I actually let myself get a drink that's not just water, like water or milk. So today I had like a cup of cranberry juice. That's something that's really nice. I like having a nice, I like juices. I really like fruit beverages, but those are just kind of extra calories and sugar for no reason. So I had those, had some biscuits and gravy, had some bacon, had some sausage, you know, let myself had some protein sources that were not strictly lean. So I haven't been calling it Sundays a cheat day. I mean, I guess that's kind of what it is. It's a refill day. I still have lean protein. I still hit my macros, but yeah. So today we're going to hit legs. We'll do some squat variations after we do the extensions and the curls. We'll hit calves. We'll hit abductors. I've injured my adductors so many times that I haven't been hitting those lately. Maybe I'll go ahead and hit those today just to see how they're feeling with a lighter load than usual. Let's go. All right. I always like to set those on the large setting. I don't really need the extra large for the most part, but let's see. Around 160 for a warm-up set of about 12 reps, hoping for them. Pull this up more. Okay. feel like hamstrings are probably the weaker part of my muscle, weaker part of my leg muscles. Sorry. Post lift rain. Put in the comments whether you prefer laying leg curls or seated. There's that sickness again. I definitely prefer seated where I'm at right now. It just feels the best. For some reason, when I'm laying, I don't know what it is. I guess maybe I just need to try them more. But it just doesn't feel right. I don't really know how else to put that, but the laying ones, I don't know if it's the angle. It's probably just the angle, but I really like doing this. I like hugging myself up like this to get that really nice and like get that back arch a little bit so that you get a full extension, a really nice stretch of the hamstring at the very end. That works in pretty nicely. 175. I can actually pull this up because of how far up I hold myself. I'm not really the type to lean back on this exercise, so a little bit too far. Let's see if I can get somewhere around 8 reps of 175. Yeah, that's better. It's a little less than usual. Something about sitting on that, like the angle that it's where my mid thighs sit on the middle section of the end there. It like presses up into them. Doesn't feel good. So I usually like to stand in between these, but we are going to go up to 190. I've been drinking such an enormous amount of water on this diet. I usually drink at least 2 gallons of water a day, but especially ever since I've been sick, it's been closer to 3. So I've been aiming for 2 to 3 gallons of water a day. A lot of good health benefits that come from that. I don't know if any of you are music people or like singing or any of that, but that amount of water is really good for your vocal cords because your body doesn't send hydration to your vocal cords first. It treats it as like a non-essential thing, like it would rather send hydration or rather send water to other more vital parts of your body. So if you want your voice to actually be affected by the water that you drink, you need to be drinking enough water that your body has an excess to send to your vocal cords. So that was actually what made me originally start drinking a gallon of water a day. It was before I even got into fitness. It's just because I've always been I've always been singing. I've always enjoyed singing. I've always been in like choir ensembles. So taking care of your voice is important to me. But then throw in fitness stuff. It's a really good practice. I'll be filling this up multiple times today. Okay, enough stalling. frick that exercise, man. I hate hitting hamstrings. Moving on to extensions. I like those a little better anyway, so. I like these infinitely better than hamstrings. These just feel better. They feel less weak. They feel less like something is about to snap as I'm lifting. You know, definitely feels better. I also just like, I mean, well-developed hamstrings are impressive just because to be lean enough for them to look good looks really cool. So I don't want to underplay that, but I like the look of quads better too. My legs have always been somewhere where my body has like stored fat. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to look like lean once I get into the body fat percentages that I'm hoping to reach. Really interested to see, you know, because my legs have always been big and I've always had this, you know, strength in my legs, but they've never looked, I mean, they've never looked like anything. With how many I did on that last one, we may do 4 sets of this. Because I did 12, but on that last one I think I did 12 again. So if I can back to back do those, then usually that's the thing I started a little too light. All right, let's run that again. We'll do one more after that. what it is about hitting legs. It's just so not fun. I know guys who disagree with me, but like, what's the science behind that? Does it just, I don't know, maybe like less dopamine is released? That's the only thing I can guess. But you know, it's interesting. I haven't hit as many leg days in the last month or so since I started this new job because of how my joints have felt being on my feet all day. And you know, it's interesting because the strength dip I've been experiencing, I've learned that, interestingly enough, that can actually also come from not hitting legs, because apparently your body produces a lot more testosterone hitting legs than any other muscle group. And so the longer you go not hitting legs, the more it will actually impact your other lifts. There's a few more things that go into that scientifically, but it's interesting stuff. So I'm probably not going to hit legs as hard as I used to, just because of the joint stuff while I'm still working this job. But I'm definitely getting back to hitting it, because I don't want my other lifts to suffer. Okay, I'm stalling again. I've never been somebody who struggles with, like, you know, that feeling of like, oh, I've got to go to the gym. But on leg day, that's when my discipline's tested. One more. That's enough of that bull crap. First shot I just tried of these was a super bad angle. This might be two, but I'm just gonna try. Well, I think I've finally figured out the right angle for this shot. Because the first one, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, we'll just say was not an appropriate shot. And that last one was just kind of an odd angle. This one's up a little higher. So I'm hoping that means this is a better shot. I guess we're about to find out. What we've got right now is about half of my 1 rep max on this, but let's be honest, everybody can do insane 1 rep maxes on seated leg press. Screw it. We're gonna do one more. I just got 8 with 4 plates on either side. So should be able to do a bit more. Oh man. My heart rate is going insane right now. I do like leg press for the reason that it, like my thoughts could breathe. I can feel the blood pressure in my head. It feels like, I like that it's really nice and controlled. It's good on the joints. Like, I'm not having to worry about every stabilizing muscle. And since I'm doing a job that's inflaming my joints a lot, I've been turning to leg press more often than usual. I'm usually more of a hack squat guy, but with my joints being like this because of work, this is the best bet. More people are starting to show up, dang it. Several of them are girls, which means the leg machines are all about to be taken. It's remarkable. Ladies, why do some of you literally hit like legs 4 times a week? There's one girl here who I've only ever seen her hit legs. Which, I mean, do your thing, whatever floats your boat, but come on. There we go. That's what we're looking for. The 2 machines that I need to close out are taken. That's fine. It's a commercial gym. You can't expect it to always be free, but just gotta hit calves and abductors and adductors. Gonna do some seated calf raises and then with the machines. I really enjoy hitting calves, I do have to say. It's the one leg muscle that I actually enjoy hitting. Always gets me chills though when I'm done, that like burning sensation in your calves. Oh, when you're doing seated calf raises and you get to that last rep, you know, where like you've got to rack it again, so you gotta get that extra like, oh. It's nasty, but it works. Wonder if that shot looks decent. Let's check it. let's get nasty. What's the end? For this last set, we're going to load on one more 45. That bench press is eyeing me, man. It's looking at me like a jealous girlfriend. Don't worry. I'm coming back to you tomorrow. My goodness, I'm so cringe. Alright. Let's get the next 45. Okay. Trying to get some monster calves over here. Okay. Come on, 2 more. Oh, yeah. That's how that's supposed to go. Time to go hit some abductors. You know, it's funny. I just tried setting up my camera for the abductor machine, and I'm realizing there aren't really any angles of that I want y'all seeing. I tried a few, nothing quite worked out, and that is not this kind of channel. So, just know that I hit my abductors and my abductors before ending the workout. Alright, well that's a wrap on day 3, leg day, and I learned something very valuable today that I am kicking myself for, but at least we're only 3 videos in before I realized it. Where I'm keeping my mic is not conducive for audio. You guys can barely tell what I'm saying. So I guess it's good that I found it out now so that I can fix it later. I really wanted to be able to keep it on the side of my head where my headphones were so that it wasn't conspicuous, you know, because, I mean, I don't want to be that guy in the gym who looks like he's only there to get content, because, you know, I've been doing this stuff regardless. I've been doing this stuff regardless. I just want to start filming it now. So I don't want to be that guy, you know, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, if I have to be that guy in order to get this, then whatever. So I'm thinking next time, where is it? Where's the mic? It's in my pocket. I'm thinking that next time I may literally connect it like to the side of my beard, like right here. Probably not in the center because that's really conspicuous, but maybe like something like right here or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to toy around with it. I'm going to play around with it and experiment so that you guys won't have to, you know, barely be hearing my audio, because I know I don't want to keep doing voiceovers, both to do them and to just watch them. I think is annoying. It's not as interesting. So I'm going to work on that. All in all, I'd say that was a decent leg day. I don't like leg day. I never like it, but that's fine. We got it done regardless. Felt good and strong on the leg press. Did more sets of that than I usually do. I know that eventually my leg routine is going to need to evolve. But as of right now, I'm just easing back into doing them in the first place with how my joints have been feeling. You know, it's interesting. I can already tell, like, what critics, you know, might say, even though I don't even have them yet. At least they're not vocal if they do exist. But, you know, I could totally just picture a critic saying, well, wait, you expect to do MMA and bodybuilding with bad joints? I mean, just MMA alone with bad joints is pretty much impossible. To that, I would say, I don't think it's bad joints. I'm pretty sure it's just that for anywhere from 7 to 10 hours a day, I do not sit down a single time. Like, I walk constantly. I'm up on my feet constantly, if we're talking, you know, work days. So that on top of everything that I'm doing, that's where I think the inflammation is coming from. So I think that once I get to a point where I'm no longer at the job I'm currently at, that will change. I think that my joints will feel a lot less insane when I go hit lifts. And of course, eventually, I'll be getting coaches for various aspects of my training. So I imagine that's when my leg day is really going to evolve. I do think that massive legs are a really good look. And, you know, it's interesting. Until, you know, I started this job, I really never, I mean, like, truly, I never once have been someone to skip leg day. I have never enjoyed it, but I really have never skipped it until I started having these joint things. So for the first however many months of this year, you know, I guess it would have been all the way up until September, like mid-September, from January to September, I did not miss a single leg day. I hit 2 of each muscle group every single week. So it's not that I don't do it, but it's just not fun, you know? I don't like it. It's not very enjoyable. But it is what it is. Apparently, protein intake is like more important on leg days than any other day because of how huge the muscles are in your legs. It's funny because that's something that I didn't get quite right during the first couple months of the year. It's funny, right? Because, you know, when you're first lifting, you're like, oh yeah, like on the days when it's the muscles that I love the most, like you don't even think about it. You don't realize you're thinking this way. But I was like, oh yeah, push day, I'm going to take in a bunch of protein. Pull day, I'm going to take in a bunch of protein. Leg day, whatever. But it's like, nope, physiologically, it actually matters more on that day than any other day. So I don't like that I had to do this on a Sunday, because that's my refill day and my rest day usually. So I might not hit the exact number I'm looking for, but I way overloaded yesterday. So, you know, the more people who I talk to, the more it really seems like it's the week-long intake that's like what really, really matters for progress. Now, of course, the week is made up of days, so you have to be disciplined on each day. But like, if you accidentally eat 100 or 200 calories over one day, then just go under an extra 100 or 200 the next day, and by the end of the week, you'll be losing the same amount of weight, you know, like that sort of thing. So, it's starting to rain again. I'm gonna have to go for a walk today. That sounds nice. Just wait until my cardio starts picking up, man. Once I start doing more MMA stuff, whoo-wee. Right now I'm losing, you know, 1.5 pounds, sometimes up to 2 pounds a week. When I start doing some of the MMA stuff and more cardio, it's gonna get even nastier, man. I'm excited too, because I've got a few friends who are interested in doing some sparring with me who aren't all the way up in Jackson. So, you know, can start getting that on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see and, you know, see how my routine evolves as I start blending the two. Because I had one friend, my first bodybuilding friend I ever made, still to this day, man, that dude's a legend. His name's James. He tried boxing at one point, and he said that he actually experienced, he felt like he was gonna have muscle tears or something like that as he was doing bodybuilding stuff. So it's gonna be interesting, man. You know, like I realize this is an undertaking. This is a real thing that I'm taking on that's gonna involve some some real intense focus, some evolution, some dedication, you know, a real dedicated recovery routine. Like I said, I'm going to get on that, getting my cold plunge back. And eventually, I think I'm going to try and get myself a sauna as well, just like a portable one. I've seen people make like portable ones that you can like set up in your house, or like even like outside. So I'm not exactly sure how those work, but I mean, if they do the same thing, you know, I'll probably get into those. And yeah, it's pretty nice. You know, I'm also hopping on these. You see guys in the gym restroom taking Tren, taking TRT, taking their various kinds of steroids. Well, I've been on that methylprednisone, baby. Methylprednisone. Let me tell you, you want a steroid, you want some anabolics, methylprednisone. Get you right, bro. Methylprednisone. Getting swole! Subscribe.